Hello and welcome to this random vibe check. This is our fifth random vibe check together. This is a message from the highest power, from the divine, from source energy, from the universe, from, the ultimate cosmic force, whatever terminology you would love to give this wonderful divine energy is what we're here for today, for our highest good. And yeah, I just can't believe this is our fifth vibe check together. I am enjoying these so much. I'm learning so much every week with all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I, of course, don't want to waste any time. We can jump right into it. I have three tools I use here with you today. And I never edit these videos, as in I never cut in these videos. I am learning along with you. I am mostly doing this for myself. I go back and watch these videos. I'm doing this for myself because I've done it before and my life saw significant positive changes. And I'm doing it again in this point in my life with you all. So I do use three tools. So let's go ahead and this is the embarrassing part when I start to stutter, but no, this channel is all real. Let's hop into the first part where we do a random vibe pick from these cards, which is basically what I help title this video, so you actually know what this video is going to be about before I do. I am basically going into this blind from the topic we're about to dive into. But I forgot how many cards we have left, either 48, 49, whatever. We started off with 52. And we are down to these. And these are the most positive cards I've ever come across in my life. So let me close my eyes like I always do. I show you that I'm shuffling it, and let's just get into it. I always just want to make sure I'm staying on camera. How about I face it towards you? Okay, I'm not the best shuffler, okay? I'm not shuffling it like a pro, but I'm just shuffling it until I feel like something is standing out. This is kind of standing out to me. Let's go with it. We're going with it, y'all. Let's look at the animal on the back. And I painted these animals. They're all random, but for today's episode, it is a little horse. I love horses so much. I miss riding horses. I used to do a lot of horseback riding as a child, like maybe when I was like 11, 12, 13, maybe 15 years old, but I haven't done it in so long. I hope to do that hobby again one day, but let me show you the card before I even read it, and you can go ahead and pause on this part if you would like to, okay? And let's get into today's video. Ooh, purple. It's going to be interesting because one thing I do know is that this thumbnail is orange. That's one thing I do know about this video. So it's going to be orange and purple. Direction. Okay. If this is your first video with me, I would recommend to go watch my intro video, which is basically titled like 5 ways this channel will change my life. But yeah, just by reading this title of this direction, like, y'all know I'm kind of like searching for myself and my true calling, and actually doing that and getting rid of some bad habits. So let's learn about what the highest power has to say about direction today, okay? Direction. Lord, please show me the right action right now. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives clear direction. May I hear the promptings of my own body, and if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. Lord, please show me the right action right now. This is like so in tune about like your intuition and just like knowing what to do when. Like right now I'm kind of searching for a new full-time role and like doing other gigs on the side while trying to actually get my career on track. And it's very hard when you're creative, and like even here making these videos, like I talked about before, like there's really no such thing as like procrastination, because procrastination is really just your soul like not feeling inspired to do an action. And that's kind of the universe like stopping you from doing it for a reason, because when you're meant to do it, is probably the best time to do it and probably the best outcome ever. So, you know, just praying to the divine, please show me the right action right now. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives clear direction. May I hear the promptings of my own body, your intuition. And if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. Like sometimes we get so frustrated, things don't work out. I feel like I've said this before, like, but there's so much working. Like our human brains cannot comprehend the science of the universe and how things are working in our favor beyond our knowledge, like beyond our literal like comprehension. And so like literally when we kind of feel lost or don't know what to do, or even if things seem perfect, which in my life have seemed perfect before, like you still need to move forward in the next action of your life, the next thing you need to do in your day, your week. And the best thing to do is literally follow your intuition and ask for advice and a clear path from the divine. And I don't like to preach religion in these videos. Like I really, really try to keep it more on the secular side, but it just reminds me of a little line from my religion that is in the holy book that we say during prayers, where we do ask the divine, like it is in our prayer that we say 5 times a day, and we probably say it more than 5 times a day, is like keep me on the straight path. Like you're literally asking the divine, please keep me on the straight path. And this deck has nothing to do with my religion, by the way. Like absolutely nothing to do. I have a link to it in the description below. Like the very last link has a link to these cards where you can get them yourself. And it's just to show you that like no matter what religion you are or what like stage in learning about the law of attraction or law of assumption or manifestation you're in, everything is intertwined. And so like it's pretty hard when you know who you are, but it's not like showing up in the 3D yet. And that's what I feel like I'm at. So just always asking the divine to give direction and literally stop me if I'm going in the wrong direction. Okay, well, that was the first tool, and I always kind of just get into my own world and start chatting. But let's dive into the second tool, which is the Secret Daily Teachings. It is kind of based off of the Secret book and the movie, but it is like a quote per page. It is a little deeper than the Secret book. Once you understand the Secret book, obviously you get a whole new insight into this, but like it has so many pieces of advice that just reading one page with you guys per video is like so impactful, at least for me. And I go in order with these, and usually it has to do with our card. For the past few videos, it has correlated with the card. And if it doesn't directly, I'm sorry. Usually we can find a connection, but I would love to go in order with y'all. So we were on page 72 last time, and yeah, we are on page 73, and I will zoom in so y'all can read it before I read it. Feel free to pause. And let's get into it. If you had had a perfect existence up until now, where everything had gone exactly right, you might not have a strong determination and desire to change your life. It's all of the apparently negative things that happen to us which give us a huge desire to change things. That huge desire that arises when within you is like a magnetic fire, and it is very powerful. Be grateful for everything that caused that fire to ignite a massive desire within you, because that fire of desire will give you strength, determination, and you will change your life. And that's so true. We always like look back in the past and we think like, oh, that time in our life was so much better. Why didn't I appreciate it more? Like, was it in The Office? I think it was The Office when Andy says like, oh man, I'm forgetting the quote. You don't know those were the good old days until the good old days are like gone, or something like that, right? Like, our perception of the negative things, right? Okay, the perception of negative things happen. Great. Now we have that fire and desire to change whatever we want to change in our lives. But why be negative about it? Why not be grateful for everything that caused that fire to ignite the massive desire in you? Why not be grateful while the change is happening? Literally be in a flow state, which one day I want to make a video about, like, literally the energy and aura you give off when you're in the flow state versus being in a negative state, versus like, so like fear, being in the state of fear versus being in the state of love, or like there's like levels above love where you're literally in the flow state. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this combo does have to do with each other. Direction. And yeah. Like, I guess it's kind of impossible for humans to have a perfect life. Like, that's just not in our human nature. Once we reach a certain level, we're always striving for the next thing, which is wonderful, which is so great. And we just shouldn't put ourselves down in the stage we're in. Like, there's not a thing as being like, I'm not good enough. That doesn't make any sense. Because if you're not good enough now, how in the heck are you going to be good enough in the future? Because that you in the future and you now is the same person, is the same exact person. That huge desire that arises within you is like a magnetic fire, and it is very powerful. Be grateful for everything that caused that fire to ignite a massive desire within you. Sometimes we have to have these negative things happen because the fire would not have ignited. And that sometimes I do think, like, what if everything was just there for me, as in like a roof over my head, endless food, endless water, endless TV, I was just like protected in a cocoon. Like maybe I had like a backyard or something, but like I didn't have to worry about my survival things. Would I be as creative? Would I be striving? Would I be using my talents? Probably not. What would the purpose of me using any of my skills be if I was literally what this says, if I had the perfect existence up until now, everything had gone exactly right, I might not have strong determination and desire to change my life. So everything happens for a reason, because our life is literally, we're literally born, every single person is born for a higher purpose. Like we don't know what that purpose is until we go through life. So yep, dear divine, please just show me the right action right now. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives a clear direction. Well, these were the first 2 tools. And we will get into the third tool, which is a little bit educational, but it's sometimes my favorite part because I like to consider myself as a person who's studying mysticism, who I do want to be like a mystic. One very famous mystic is Rumi. A lot of his poetry is spread around the internet, and he's sometimes considered as a romance poet, but he's actually completely in love with the divine. And Rumi also had a lot of great role models. He looked up to a lot of ideas from this certain sect of mystics called Sufis. So we are in the age of AI, and there is an AI that I think I said the name of the university wrong in my last video. I think I said Cambridge, but it's actually like Carnegie Mellon and MIT. Let me double check this for you, okay? Okay, let me double check this for you before I say the developers of this AI wrong. Yes, okay, so it is Carnegie Mellon. I think I said Cambridge in my last video, but Carnegie Mellon and MIT are the developers of this AI. And basically what this AI is a super smart tool, which boundaries are, oh my God. I always like show my face super close up and I get so nervous. The boundaries of this AI, like a lot of AIs just pull from random sources in the internet, but this one actually, so the programmers and developers are from MIT, Carnegie Mellon, but like the scholars and the experts who have put the boundaries around this AI, so like it doesn't just pull random facts, it is within Sufism and like specific religious texts. And those scholars come from Al-Azhar University and IKIM, which is in Malaysia, and Al-Azhar University is, I actually want to find out where it is. Where is Al-Azhar? I believe it's in Turkey. Yeah, I need to get my facts straight. Al-Azhar University's in Cairo, Egypt. Okay, hello, I've been there 2 years ago, and it's just clicking for me that I visited a mosque that had to do with Al-Azhar. So yes, Al-Azhar University and IKIM in Malaysia, they are some of the main scholars, but there's a lot of other organizations who put in work into this AI. So I would just suggest that you go and check out the website for this AI. Let me zoom into the logo. So of course you can do your own research, but let's get to the point. I ask the same exact question to this AI every time, but I just change our keyword, which is for today's direction. And I have no idea what we're gonna get. So yes, let's do this. Tell me about the idea of direction from the point of view of a Sufi or a mystic. I feel like I kind of just chit-chatted a lot in this video, y'all. So the answer is generating. Okay, here we go. The Sufi or mystic perspective on the concept of direction often transcends the physical or material understanding, viewing it as a metaphor for the soul's journey toward the divine. Here are 3 key points derived from Sufi thought. Direction as a spiritual orientation. Sufis emphasize the need to orient oneself toward the divine presence, symbolized by certain areas in the world, and as an external reflection of internal focus. So basically, when Sufis pray, they face a certain direction. The real direction is turning the heart toward the divine in every action and intention. In their view, physical direction is secondary to the spiritual alignment. So in my religion and in a few religions, people do face a certain direction to pray. And sometimes people outside of the religion mistake, like, oh, they're worshiping this certain direction or they're worshiping this certain object. But it's not about the country or the city or the temple or whatever, the mosque, the church that person is facing. That direction actually symbolizes turning your heart toward the divine in intention. So that's actually pretty deep and an interesting way, because whenever you grow up religious, you just do what you're told. You never really think about why you're facing or doing certain things, but this is why we get to learn things as we grow up, and that's pretty interesting to me. So that was number 1, direction as a spiritual orientation. So number 2, unity and non-direction. From a mystical perspective, true direction dissolves into the unity of existence. A Sufi may say that all directions belong to the divine, echoing this holy book's verse. To God belongs the east and the west, so whenever you turn, there is the face of the divine. This understanding points to the omnipresence of the divine, encouraging the seeker to transcend dualistic notions of here and there, or this way and that way. Literally, I lost my direction card. Where is my direction card? It's in the book. I used it as a bookmark. At least I didn't lose the page. But that's why it's so important to follow your intuition when it literally doesn't matter. You can go off and you can fight for something and you can literally try your hardest and fight through this 3D world, or you can live in the flow state and know that it's yours because the divine is on your side, and whatever is yours, nobody can take away. And literally, no matter what direction you face, you're facing the divine. You can't get away from it, because the universe, the highest power, is what created every single atom, every single air molecule, every single thing. Like, east or west or north or south, it doesn't matter where you face, you're facing the divine. So that was number 2, unity in a non-direction, which also reminds me of a concept which I would love to make another video about, which is whenever you tap into the 5D, you go through the 4D, and like when you go through the 4D, you kind of step into being no one. But when you step into the 5D, you become everyone. And just reminds me of like non-direction is basically like being in tune with everyone and everything. I'm going too deep into it without giving y'all more background information. But anyways, yes, let's go on to number 3, inner journey beyond the physical. The Sufi sees direction as an inward journey. Instead of focusing on outward movement, they cultivate an internal path towards self-purification and divine realization. The concept of direction becomes an allegory for progressing through spiritual stations and states toward closeness to the divine. There was a lot of like technical Arabic terms in there that I just didn't even read. Like, there is a technical term for self-purification. There's a term for progressing through spiritual stations, and there's a term for states, and there's a term for towards a closeness to the divine. So, like, let me just read that paragraph one more time. The Sufi sees direction as an inward journey. Instead of focusing on outward movement, they cultivate an internal path towards self-purification and divine realization. The concept of direction becomes an allegory for progressing through spiritual stations and states towards closeness to the divine. And I'm not even that into like studying mysticism nor Sufism. I'm learning with y'all. I can't wait to understand what those states and stations are, to just become. That's where you feel the real movement, because you're internally growing. You're internally growing. Yep, and so that was number 3, inner journey beyond the physical. In summary, the mystic idea of direction is profoundly symbolic, focusing on spiritual growth and realization rather than physical orientation. I don't know what to say, y'all. I know it's hard out there. And it is hard to keep faith that the direction we are moving in is actually so perfect and correct, because we are created from the divine. A piece of the divine lives within all of us. So just have like complete faith that the direction you're taking is actually great. It's wonderful, as long as you're doing it from a place of love and a place of passion and a place of knowing that, the divine is on your side. So thank you so much for joining me on this little message, this little reminder from the higher power, from the divine. I can't believe I've done 5 of these with you. Don't forget to, Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if this reminded you of anything or if you learned of something. I love learning along with all of you, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you who have joined my community here. And until next time, thank you for joining me on my journey, and I will chat with you soon. Bye.